Andrew Gordon was only 27 years old when he was jailed for 20 years for 2 counts of attempted and also possession of a pistol, which he used on his rivals. The gangster was a known figure and high up in the ranks of the dangerous Balance Boys gang that had operated in the Hackney area. As part of the gang, the Balance Boys had been involved in things like M's, dealing Class A and Class B, robberies, theft, burglaries, and also county lines. As part of the gang, Andrew was known to be handy with a GUN as well, and on multiple occasions he had let his feelings be known that he did not like his rivals, the Pembury boys, and would eventually run down on them given the chance. Now this was not idle talk or chit-chat, it was a warning, a promise even. So dangerous was the tension between the two gangs that the Metropolitan Police had to create a dedicated task force to try and stop the needless tit-for-tat and bladings dating all the way back from 2012. So police liaised with Hackney Council and they secured shop fronts, and then they used fake gear and fake designer clothes that had been confiscated during previous raids, and they used those items to set up shops on the high street. Now the dangerous gangsters, both Pembury boys and the Balance boys, were so enticed by the designer gear. After all, they were braggadocious, so they entered the shops and police would listen to their conversations, monitor their movements, and then start forming intel on who each specific person was. This was part of Operation Chalice. Now so big was the operation that over 300 police officers were involved. So on February 21st of 2014, a then 26-year-old Andrew Gordon, on edge, ruthless, agitated, and ready to take a life, had armed himself with a 9mm pistol and then took to the streets of Lower Clapton, scanning the area. Now Andrew was on Median Road when he spotted his rivals Yahaha, Ibrahim Usman, and Troy Satchin, whom were part of the Pembury Boys gang. Now they were only 22 and 23 years old at the time. At Snarebrook Crown Court, the court heard that Andrew had raised his arm after seeing his rivals, GUN in hand, and then took aim at the rival's car as it sat idle in traffic. This was in front of pedestrians as well. Andrew Gordon fired once. Andrew Gordon fired a second time. Andrew then pressed the trigger for a third time. Now the first two broke the windows and whizzed past his rivals. The third one, however, went through the abdomen. Rather than run away or flee the scene, Andrew Gordon considered his actions a success. This was a successful ride-out. However, he could not foresee or anticipate that for however bad that Andrew Gordon was, both Yahaha Ibrahim and Troy Satchin were the same. There were two sides of the same coin. Now the two gangsters had exited the car despite one of them being injured, and then they chased Andrew Gordon down Median Street. Andrew of course turned on his heels and then ran. However, his rivals gained up to him, and then he was caught and then he was bladed. Now to make matters worse, Andrew Gordon was arrested by police when they arrived on the scene after concerned members of the public reported the incident. So imagine being bladed, left there, and then police arrive and place you in handcuffs. Andrew was taken to hospital before being placed in custody. Now sadly, the pistol that Andrew had used in the attempt to kill at least two rivals, it was passed to a younger member of the Balance Boys gang, and he was 15 years old. He was instructed to safeguard that GUN. However, it was used later to kill a 15-year-old girl, Shakira Fab Ann Marsh, who turned out to be the 15-year-old Balance Boys member's girlfriend. Now it was said that the unnamed 15-year-old GM had been showing off the pistol when it went off, and the AM struck Shakira's neck, and it proved fatal. Now again, Andrew Gordon was found guilty at Snarebrook Crown Court of 2 counts of attempted and also possession of a pistol, and he was told that he would be jailed for 20 years. Does the crime match the sentence? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Stay safe.